Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the BC Strata Tech Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Grant. On today's show, we're tackling the number one killer of productivity for Strat managers, the overflowing inbox and the research fatigue that comes with it. When you are facing up to 400 emails a day, finding the right bylaw or minute to answer a complex question could take an hour of searching. But what if it could happen instantly? Today, we're covering Unicli, a specialized software integrated directly into your email client that uses AI to context check your building specific history and draft accurate professional responses for you. We discussed how it cuts down the emotional labor of difficult emails, ensures data privacy, and helps managers avoid burnout. And now we'll bring in our guest, the co-founder of Unicli, Greg Bickert. Hi, Ryan. Greg. How's it going?
Yeah, good. Good to see you again.
Yeah, this is great. I think people are going to be pretty excited today to learn a bit about how Unicli can help them out from both the manager's perspective and also, the end user, right? The owners and residents of the stratas. We have a lot to unpack and go into, but I figured we can kind of start the show with you telling everyone about how you got into starting up Unicli and what your background kind of is.
Yeah, so maybe I'll just go back to the beginning here. I got into strata management back in 2005. So I started with a company that was quite disorganized. They were letting staff go, they were letting clients go. It was kind of a mess, but all of that at the time, the owner was trying to improve things. So although there was a lot of turnover, that was a lot of it was at least sort of planned. But what it did mean is I was very much hands-on helping fix things and build systems and literally writing like command scripts and things to, I built a filing system in the office so that you could at the scanner type in the name of the file and the computer would just auto file it where it's supposed to be on the server using like DOS command.
Oh man,
So
that's the employees that everyone wants, right? The ones that they're able to, help build out these little scripts and automations and get everyone moving faster.
yeah, yeah. So it's just been like for years, 20 years now, basically. I've been trying to make life better for my office and then that just sort of slowly grew. It was more than my company. I started participating in PAMA, the Professional Association of Managing
Oh
Agents,
yes.
volunteering at the education committee and just trying to educate others and improve things. Um, and eventually I started my own company, Inspire Property Management. The owner at the company that I was working for, he sold the business, and it just didn't make sense to stay there. So I have
Yes.
my own company now. Um, and just one of those life things that happened here. My bookkeeper, she had to move to Vancouver, and because her husband, who's a developer, like
Mm.
a software developer,
Yeah.
he his project ended in Kelowna, and the work is in Vancouver, so they had to move down to Vancouver. It's all pre-COVID, so even in the development world, they're kind of like everything needs to be in person, physically in the office. So it's funny how it is.
Yeah.
So they moved, and I stayed connected, and just one of those things. My daughter had a birthday, and Nikolai and
Mm.
Karina, their son, had an invitation. We invited him out to the birthday party, and Nikolai, who's the co-founder of Unicli now, he um, he was interested in building something for himself. He's tired of working for other companies, building these fancy projects where people make so much money. They have all these great ideas that he has to execute on,
Yes.
and just didn't have his idea of his own. And so that's kind of where he was stuck. And he's like, I just really need a big problem to fix, something that nobody's fixed yet. I'm like, oh gosh, you want problems to fix? I've got
Big
thousands.
list.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we literally spent, probably 4 hours at that birthday party just talking through everything that I felt could be solved with software. And he was coming at it from the AI angle because right at the time AI was sort of really starting to take off. Um, and yeah,
Yes.
from there, I mean, it just went somewhere. And funnily enough, my actual involvement, I just went, great. If you solve this, I'll be your first client. Like, go do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, let's talk.
Prototype
Well,
it, get it working.
exactly. So, didn't hear from for a little bit. 6 months or so later, he asked me if he could have a meeting with me, and drove up to my office, and he had a pitch deck ready to go and everything. I thought he was going to
Wow.
sell me, some product. I'm like, oh, this is
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, let's see what you're cooking, right? Um, but he was coming actually to propose that I join this company that he's making to be a co-founder, the subject matter expert for the team. So even better, right? Or
Perfect.
so
Yeah.
move it,
You get to
and I get to build it.
yes, you have, like, direct input, not just as a consumer, right? You're there to work with it and vision how it's gonna roll out to everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, it was good. He came in, he did all his research, he kinda confirmed a lot of what I told him, and I think that's also why in his mind he needed to have someone like me on the team.
Yes.
He's polling people across North America, and they're saying the same thing I was saying. It's going, "Okay, this is very validating. This is great. We've got
Mhm.
something. We need to fix this."
Yes.
Um, so yeah, I guess what we built uniquely. So it's a communication tool. It's made for Strata Managers. It's built into your Outlook. It's built into your Word. Helps with the written communication. Um, it's ChatGPT on steroids, really. It's uh, because it can read your client's data without
Ye
having to do any uploads. It's just connected to your where your data is located. So when I get an email and somebody's asking me, can I have a cat, or what are my strata fees, or whatever it is, I don't have to like go look up the information. It's just
yes.
available. It's picked the property. It knows who we are. It knows my relationship, that I'm a strata manager. I'm not just some customer service agent and I'm trying to say yes to everything. It understands
Yes.
a client I need to answer to here, um, and helps draft those replies. And then the complex ones helps draft those too. But I can quickly revise it, or give it that kind of professional level of input that you need to do, that AI just can't do on its own. You have
Yes,
to have automatic. Yeah, go ahead.
and more clunky of a experience when you're using something like ChatGPT because it's more of a web interface. I find whenever I'm doing a little bit of strata research and I use AI, I have to use it very cautiously, right? As well, because it's not
Yeah.
directly trained on everything that I'm looking into, right? It has a very broad kind of spectrum, and it sometimes contextualizes things in the wrong way, right? Where it's referencing incorrect aspects of the Strat Property Act or CRT cases. Sometimes it even hallucinates and makes them up, right? So you have to be very careful when using something like ChatGPT or those other interfaces, and they're more clunky. I can imagine, if people are writing emails constantly, if they would have to, copy paste from their email platform into, the website to try and, get ChatGPT to help. Versus your solution is more of a plugin system, right?
Yeah, exactly. And actually, funnily enough, when we originally started building it, we weren't
Mhm.
necessarily thinking about building it right into Outlook right away.
Yeah.
We just happened to get a really great CTO that was like, "Oh, yeah, no, I can build that.
Yes.
We're gonna do that. There's no
Wow.
point in doing this the clunky way, right?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, great. Let's
Skip
launch with the
that.
best base." So yeah, we cut out that step of copy and paste. It's
Yes.
super helpful though, right? Even ChatGPT,
Yeah.
or Bing, or any of the ways you get to your AI product of choice, right?
Yes.
Uh, the problem is partially what you just said, like the knowledge. It doesn't
Mhm.
know. Um, but as a professional, hopefully you're not relying on it to know everything anyway.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Yeah. You're not that owner that's just like, "Hey, argue about this and tell them why I should be right." And that's it. They set
Yes.
up a bunch of fake CRT cases and then they get in trouble with the CRT because they're getting
Like,
these
it
cases
doesn't
out.
exist.
Yeah, they're filing these claims with fake cases being referenced. It's
Yeah.
a problem right now. Uh, but as a professional, I'm in control, right? And so
Yeah.
I can still use those products. I can copy and paste. The power of our product is not just that it has the knowledge, but it's also just instantly there, right? It's
Yes.
the Strata Property Act. It's able, like it's on there. It's available. It can quote it for you.
Yeah, trained on it. Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then if you've got a client that's not a strata, it's a society, same thing. It just switches. It knows which governing legislation you're using. And so you're not
Wow.
having to like with ChatGPT to get the same thing. It's like, okay, this one specifically uses the Societies Act,
Yeah.
and then you the bylaws that are applicable. And then, oh, here's a bunch of related minutes to this issue that we're talking about. And can you draft this letter for this 2-line email, right? You will be do it, right?
No. It's too much effort then at that point, right?
Yeah.
And
You're gonna spend 10
versus
minutes, just uploading the stuff, which it would have taken you 10 minutes just to read it and then reply, so you're not gonna do that.
yeah. No.
So we help with the complex stuff, but also those are the ones that they end up being just one-click reply sort of thing. Yeah.
Yes. And, I guess for your residents and the owners, in these communities, um, how do you find the response so far? And I guess, on the flip side, the managers, how are they, finding that this system is really helping them out, right?
Yeah, so our customers are the strata managers. So they are the ones that are actually using the product, and then the councils and the owners, they're just seeing better, faster communications with the managers. We were fortunate enough that we had a customer that was a property management company that was willing to survey their clients,
Oh,
to
perfect.
see before they were using Unicli and then again checked in later. So you were
Yes.
able to see they had a 3.2 out of 5 is what their clients raked their
Wow.
written communication skills.
Yes.
Uh, this is a company that thought they were doing quite well.
Yeah.
Frankly, from what I've seen, they were. It was fine. It was normal levels on the
Yeah, of
written side, but yeah, no.
response.
But 3.2 out of 5, not very spectacular. And then later on, they surveyed their clients again, and they got a 4.5 out of 5
Wow.
for communication. Yeah,
That's a good impressive jump.
it's a huge jump. So this is email communication, minutes, letters. Those are the sorts of things that they have an opportunity to
Wow.
consider before they gave that ranking, and big increase there. So yeah, they're seeing it. Funny story. An owner that was we've all got them, right? They're habitual
Yeah.
complaints. They're rude. They write all in caps. They
Yes.
just go on for 3-4 pages worth of paper, but it's all in an email. And because they can send them as emails, they're just rapid fire sending these huge long things. Um, we had one where the owner was sending this. The property manager was getting so fed up. Wasn't really using Uniquely yet. It was sort of early for them, but they're like, you know what? I'm gonna just give it a try. Like, let's just see
Yes.
what it does because I don't even know where to start with this. I'm just so fed up. I just tried our one-click reply feature, and first off, they were like, "That's a good reply, holy!" And then they were like, what is it talking about here? Like, why is it even talking about this subject? And I have to go back and read the email and go, man, I didn't even read that the first time. And
Yeah.
oh, it's answering everything. So they're super happy with it. They hit send. Um, and this happened a couple of times. The
Mhm.
tone of
Changed.
the communications from this upset owner just got so improved.
Wow.
Um, and to the point where they actually messaged back to the manager, thank you very much for your attention to detail. Um,
Wow.
and they even said the council were approached by this owner,
Yeah.
and said, "Hey, thanks. You guys are working hard. I can tell, and I like your strata manager." And
Oh, that's
yeah,
perfect.
the council approach the manager and "What did you do? Like,
Yes.
what's happening? What's going on? This makes no sense. He's been a jerk for so long. What's going on?" He shared he chuckled when he heard this because
Yes.
he's like, "Honestly, I'm interacting with him so much less. It's
Yeah.
mostly just the AI now responding. I read it,
Yeah.
but I kinda just don't give him the
Time
unit
proof,
anymore.
right?
So long as the answer is correct, I don't worry if it doesn't sound exactly like me. I just hit send. I don't stress
Yes.
about it. It's done. Um, and that's it." And they're like, "'Kay, keep it up. Perfect."
And that's also a feature, is like the benefit of it is that sometimes, as a manager, I'm sure they get frustrated and they sometimes say things a little more intense, right? Like, not as fully professional, as they normally would be, right? Because they're just trying to get the email out quickly, and they're thrown off guard, right? And the AI helps bring that tone back, right? That they wanted to
Mhm.
always uphold that standard kind of tone that they're wanting to use. So
Yeah.
I can see that really helping out, right? To because it takes time to really express yourself um, in that kind of manner with each person. They're a little different with how you need to address them, right? And the AI can really help speed that up.
Well, it makes people feel heard. Yeah,
Yeah,
where it goes
exactly.
right? The owner hears it. It's designed to sort of confirm that you understand the issue and then answer
Yes,
it. Then that's partially our design and in how it's set up to reply. Um,
yes,
and we didn't set out to actually reduce stress per se directly, but it's actually one of the number one things we hear back from users. They're saying like the stress is less, the
yeah,
emotional labor to just even read that
yeah,
email in the first place. Now that there's so much less stress looking at that email, I know I can just reply. People are I mean, I will say I was a victim of this too. I go home, I talk to my wife about it, I'm
yeah,
upset about the email, like, "You can't believe what this jerk said?"
yeah.
See, you're thinking about it for hours for
For
something that
days.
should take 10, 15 minutes to reply, but it's hours and hours of labor of just it is the
Yes,
strain, and it burns people out, and now they're just like, "You know what? It's good. The work is done. I've dealt with the
yes.
people. I'm home with my wife. I'm not talking about work."
No, exactly, right? And the AI is there. It's got your back to help you out when you need to reply, right? It's able to contextualize everything and track it, which is perfect. And I guess that's another thing we can, because not all viewers of our show will understand the complexities that the managers go through and what their daily tasks are. But to make people aware, I don't know if you're familiar with this statistic that I've heard before, which is managers have about 200 to 400 emails a day if they've got a pretty sizable portfolio. And I'm sure, managers under your company as well have quite a bit of email overload at times too. And this really probably helps reduce that, like get through that email, churn through it pretty quickly, right?
Exactly. And that was what we sort of set out to, as the main point,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's the thing that's not solved. Well, it's solved now, but
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But there's other products out there, they're trying to solve it.
Yes.
There's one that you probably see ads for all the time. I won't name them just because I don't wanna, uh, yeah, go after the competition here, I guess, but there I've tried it and it's just like a general AI product. It doesn't know my stuff, and that
Yes.
everyone that's used it that I've talked to, they're just like, "Oh, it's garbage. It's such
Yeah.
garbage." Yeah, it replies to stuff, but I can't send a single one of them. So what's the
Can't
point?
trust it. Yeah. You have to edit everything, which then it's not, it's more of a burden than use, right? If you got those 200 to 400 emails to reply to, you don't have time to second guess everything.
Yeah. Well, actually, in fairness, I think as professionals, our view has been we don't want to have anything happening automatic. There may
Yeah.
be some stuff down the line in different scenarios, but
Yes.
when it comes in by email, you need a human looking at the darn thing. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean
You
you
really
can't
do.
have AI to help draft that reply, right?
Exactly.
But it's my license. I'm
Yeah.
on the line if this goes out. And some disclaimer just saying, hey, the AI replied automatically, it's probably not good enough.
Yeah.
Um, so why take the risk? Let's just make it easy
Yes.
and you stay in control. The other stuff that maybe gets done through a website or self-serve thing, that's a
Yeah.
different story. But no, the emails I need to be in control of.
Yeah, and it, really helps, almost be like an assistant, right? Is how I kind of view the AI at that point. It's more there to be an assistant, help streamline things, but you get to give the stamp of approval before things go out.
That's right. Yeah. Well, I can show you a demo if you'd like, actually,
Yeah,
so you know it works.
that would
Let
be
me
great. Let me know when you've got your screen ready, and I'll, put it on the screen here
I
for everyone
should
to see.
be good to go now. Yeah.
Perfect. There we go. Yeah, I can see,
So
Outlook, it looks like.
we've got Outlook open. So we've got our add-in. It's built in. I've got an email. I'd like to say it's typical, but there's only 11 unread emails, so there's no way that's typical for a manager.
Mhm.
So a bunch of sample emails. So most people are using it now. You have the ability to provide all kinds of instructions here, just like any
Mm,
kind of AI chatbot. But basically, it's picked up that this is an email about meaningful muse,
mhm.
um, and I can just one click reply and it'll draft an email here. So what it's doing here is it's going and searching the documents. It's already done
Okay.
before I can tell you what it's doing. So, it's looking at the documents, it's looking at the email, it's finding what's relevant and then finding the answer. So in this
Yes.
case, they have a little cow. I love this one actually because this is a real thing. These miniature cows.
Yes.
This wasn't my client. I wish I could say it was, but they knew about these mini cows that you could get, so they amended their bylaws to allow mini cows.
Mhm.
Um, they're cute and all, but it's unexpected. So now we email this owner going like, "What the heck? There's a cow in our townhome, like
Oh
next
my
door.
goodness.
What's going on?"
Yes.
So in reality, if I was a junior manager, I'd probably read that email and go, Well, yeah, obviously there's something wrong here. Like you can have a dog
Yes.
or a cat. That's what the standard bylaws say. So I
Mhm.
might make a mistake and move through this fast and just say no.
Yeah.
If I'm more experienced, I'm going to read the bylaws first and be surprised.
Mhm.
But this one here, of course, I just clicked the button, it read the bylaws, found out that it is allowed,
Yes.
and tells us the information we need. I can even attach the document, from the add-in. So if I've got the document that's referenced, just click a button, boom. If I want to send them a
Awesome.
copy to prove it, email's ready to
Yeah.
go. Just hit send.
Yeah, you don't have to scan through, going through your file folder or going through some cloud thing to go download the document, find that client, which I've seen managers in the past, at my own strata before having to do when
Mhm.
working with them on issues, take them 5, 10 minutes just to try and find some reference when we're talking about something, right? And
Yeah.
that's amazing just to instantly be able to show you what is potentially available. And it drafts up a amazing email right away with minimal or no edits.
Yeah, most of the time I'm not editing. Now that's just because we've put in a lot of work for
Of
the last
course.
year or so, with that problem specifically optimizing
Yes.
for Strata here. But sometimes you have to, again, you're a professional, you know what you want it to answer.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know, let's try this guy. I can even control the style. I want to be
Oh,
concise
cool.
or explanatory, want
Yes.
casual or humorous. It's
Again, the
very
tone thing with, when you know the client, you know which tone and what style they want, right? Some don't want to see too much. They just want, quick bullet point versus the others love a big, deep explanation, right? Where they want to go into details.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and, sometimes like this one, I got this guy from, what do we call him? Rickety Real Estate. Yeah, so he thinks that he shouldn't have to pay extra for his Form B to get that early. Uh,
Okay, yeah.
right, so here we go. Let's see. I'm actually, um see, I've been working on this problem now I used to like using this demo to explain why a professional needs to read these things, but it answers it
Yes.
correctly now, so I can't do that. I'll find another one that
A
breaks
bad
it.
good
So
example. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like this is a problem we see with ChatGPT. If you throw it on there and you say, when is the form B due? It might understand some of it. It might even understand that
Yes.
they got it by email, so it's delayed by 4 days. But it'll forget about the Interpretation Act, and it'll not properly calculate the timeline to deliver the form B. So this
Mm.
guy that wants to avoid this fee for expediting it um, might have in the past sort of the default reply would be like, "Oh, yeah, it looks like you're correct. Let's look about getting you a refund." Well,
Yes.
now it's like, well, actually, no, you asked for it to be rushed, and that fee is applicable.
Yes. Yeah, and it's able to reference it and show exactly why it's applicable.
Yeah, and because I chose explanatory, it's sort of explaining how we got there, so it's a little longer. You could be
Yes.
concise, of course, and just say, no, go talk to your
Yeah.
broker."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
Now, part of this is
perfect.
because we do reference some public sources, not
Uh-huh.
very many. We're very selective of what we want to do. This one does reference a report from council on the BCFSA's website, so you can
Uh-huh.
see the information from that source.
Yes.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
actually, maybe I'll just show you one more. I don't want to just do a bunch of
yeah.
demos here, but let's try. I think there's somebody that asked a bunch of questions about. Yeah, here it is, about the meeting. We also have some partners that we've
Integrated with?
integrated with. Yeah, exactly. So like Normac, they're an insurance appraisal company.
Oh, wow.
BFL Insurance.
Mhm.
They're partners of ours, and
Yes.
they've written some articles, and when they're relevant, actually, I thought this one had questions about the appraisal. I guess not. There we go. There's the appraisal. So, if it's relevant to their question, then it can come up in the search. In this case, it wasn't actually relevant, but
Yes.
uh, it was a very general insurance appraisal question. But if he was asking a little bit more appraisal related stuff, then it'd show up in here telling you that Normax applied some of this information to answer the question. And again, you could attach it or you could review it yourself if you'd like and see, why is it that the 90% coinsurance clause applies or how to avoid it or whatever the question is that they
Yes.
ask. So very helpful. And
Super helpful.
again, we don't want to look at online sources. This is why you get that kind of
Yeah.
hallucination because it looks at something that somebody said on Reddit. If you just go
Yeah.
on Google, right? Wrong answer.
Not an expert, or, governing kind of opinion, right?
Yeah. So we've been very selective of what
Yeah.
we're allowing in. Now, you can as a property manager user put in whatever you like,
Yeah.
right?
For training data type thing, yeah.
You can control, yeah, bring in all those documents. Um, and then we're confidential. We don't actually train on your client's data.
Okay.
That's important for us. We do accept feedback so that we can learn from feedback, but we don't
Yes.
just like watch everything that's in the system. We're trying to make
Perfect.
sure that it's all still confidential.
Yes.
Really important to our industry.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so that's how most people are using it. I can probably not bore your user or your viewers showing a bunch of demo stuff here. So probably stop sharing screen here
Sure.
then.
I'll remove that.
There we go. Um, but yeah, it works in Word as well. Um,
Oh, wow. So it's fully integrated there. They can use an online website. They can also use Outlook or, their email client and then Microsoft Word, as
yeah.
places that they can interface with
Yeah.
Unicli.
Most people are using Word for minutes. That's the thing that they complain
Yeah.
most about. Letters, they can do that too, but it seems like that's not the main problem. It's like just getting these darn minutes done and out.
Yeah.
Um, so being able to just like select some text and just, like, hey,
Yes.
fix these minutes up, then boom, it's done. That's just magic for some people. So
Yeah. That would save a lot of time.
Mhm. Yeah.
and accuracy too. It's hard as a strat manager when you have 4 or 5 meetings in a week potentially to be trying to manage all those different documents, of all your notes for each meeting, right? To go and finally draft up your minutes. Make sure you don't make a
Well,
mistake copying something from a different meeting, right?
exactly, and there's also this, you've had this history of turnover. So when all of the minutes, the whole history of the building are available,
Yes,
um, and somebody asks something or you wanna write something about it in the minutes, about, whatever it is, the last
yes,
time the plumbing stack was cleared or whatever it was, right?
and you can
Um,
find that right away.
yeah, I can in the middle of the meeting, while the council are like, "Well, when's the last time we cleaned the plumbing stack?" And I just, like, ask in
Wow.
the chat, "When is the last time we cleaned the plumbing stack?" It'll just say, "Well, the minutes from, April 2022 say that
Show
they were
this.
cleaned last month?"
Yes.
"Oh, okay." So long as I
Wow.
keep detailed records and put them in the minutes, then this information is suddenly available at my fingertips literally now.
Yeah, it's really a game changer in that respect because I hate going through when I was on council, especially, I hate having a billion different emails of all these different subjects that we've covered as a council over the years, especially when you're on council for many years. As you can imagine, it just piles up with this archive of emails, and then you're trying to reference old, issues, bringing up, oh, remember this one contractor said this one little nuanced thing, I think, if I can recall, right? Try and find it. Takes you, an hour to search through your emails.
Mhm.
You may not find it. You may give up, right? Because you're like, oh shoot, I must not be using the right terms or something, right, in the search filter. But
Yeah.
with Unicli, wow, that sounds like it would really save some time.
I mean, it honestly, it does, right? We had, Amazon had that outage, and then, I think a
Oh
week
yes,
later, we had a Microsoft outage that happened.
yeah,
Uh, Now we don't use Amazon. We're kinda like, "Oh, well, phew,
yeah,
missed the phone." And then Microsoft went down for a couple
yeah.
hours.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. But I was in a meeting, and I could just hear people in the hallway, sort of saying like, "Well, I mean, Uniquely's down. I'm not even sure, like, should I just go home? How do I do my job?"
It's vital basically, right? Once, especially when they're dealing with so much volume,
That's
and
right.
they know, like, there's no chance in trying to search all this stuff again manually for quite a few of those,
Well, it went
claims,
pretty
right?
quiet afterwards because they all realized they're gonna have to just hunker down, like, they don't know how long it's gonna be, so they hunker
Yeah,
down. He could
yeah,
just hear pull
the
off his
the old
play.
ways.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now they don't have that spare time to chat. They have to go actually read
yes.
minutes again and find everything manually, and you gotta still deal with the pile.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
it's just a tool, right? It's just a tool, and if the tool isn't available, then they need to manage it. But it's very rare that these, downtimes happen anyways with these big cloud providers, especially Microsoft, right? I'm guessing it's, once a year type of thing where it's, 10, 20 minutes, and this is the really odd case where it was potentially down a couple hours, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's our only time we've had a Microsoft outage, so it's
Outage, yeah. No, and usually they're planned, outages too for, 5 minutes at, nighttime or something, 3 in the morning when people aren't gonna be using, the cloud services very often.
yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's great. I guess how can people really learn more about, Unicli and get in touch? What's the best way to, reach you guys, and can they follow you on some social media as well, potentially?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, our website, so Uniquely, so it's UNICLI dot AI. You can go there. There's a link to videos, there's demos, all kinds of information there. You can find me on pick your social media platform. I'm Strata Greg. Easy to find me. If I'm on the
Yes.
platform, just search Strata Greg, you'll find me. Um, I'm a lot on LinkedIn. That's my
Yes,
social
where I see
media,
you the most.
mostly professional stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
And our CEO, Nikolai Nikiforov, he's again, mostly LinkedIn, X. You can look him up that way too. And uh, yeah, we try and inform people and update people of what's going on in the industry, and or even just you know, if we're doing charity work or whatever, there's a lot of
Yes.
stuff going on in our industry. We try to do a lot of good.
Yes, I see you guys always have really cool things to talk about, and we could dig into the charity just briefly there. It'd be good to spotlight that charity work that you do. Do you want to give the viewers a little bit of background there?
Yeah, sure. So, what we're talking about is Motionball for Special Olympics.
Yes.
Um, so it's an event that is a fundraiser for Special Olympics Canada. I got involved several years ago, but this last year, I really wanted to figure out a way to get a big number. In my mind, over 10 grand. I really wanted to get over 10 grand.
Yes.
Uh, so I was working really hard, and frankly, Uniquely actually is one of the reasons I was able to do really well. I was able to write the personal notes, all the
Oh,
posts that I
wow.
wanted to do. But the problem has always been, capacity, right? It takes a
Yes.
long time to write something thoughtful and do it every day. Um,
Yes.
I could still just put in my thoughts and not get it perfect, and then just say, uniquely make this a social media post, and it
Yes.
writes a much better version of it that's post ready, and it's like, great, okay, so I can do this, right? And it took off this year. So almost $30,000 for my personal campaign
Wow.
we raised. It was incredible.
Absolute. Yeah, and congratulations. I mean,
Yeah.
you put a lot of effort and time into it, and you're being resourceful with the tools and solutions, and that really, uh, you know, brought in a lot for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people with diverse abilities that
Yeah.
don't have access to sport
Yes.
without Special Olympics. Um, Kelowna is sort of an interesting sort of case study for this, because it's the only place in Canada where the athletes aren't required to pay to attend the programs. It's fully
Oh.
funded through Special Olympics.
Yes.
Uh, and the subscribers, that the people that join, are it's more than double in other areas. So the per capita number of people that participate is that much higher, which really,
Yes.
in my mind, does illustrate that one of the main barriers to accessing sport is the cost. So many
Yes.
people can't afford it. It's already too difficult. Um, and you've got people that have, they might be in a wheelchair, or they have, a mental disability,
Yeah.
something that's making it very difficult and expensive for the family to support them properly, and so they cut the things that they see as being elective, like sport, even though it is something that's really important for their personal health and their mental health. But they cut
Yes.
it because they see it as optional when it's a high cost. So yeah, I feel
Exactly.
very strongly. It's an important cause, and I
Yes.
love to support it. I'm going to support it again next year.
Yeah, we will too. It's amazing work that you guys do, and it brings so much joy to everyone. So thank you so much for providing that. We'll also include some of that information with the podcast too. We'll provide that in the description so people can check that out. That would be
Yeah,
great.
that'll be great. I'll have a new charity donation link live here pretty soon, so I'll send you the
Perfect.
new link, and
Yeah,
yeah, that'd be great.
we'll get it
It's inclusive.
circulated. Well, thanks so much again for coming on the show, Greg, and we'll definitely stay in touch and do some follow up in the future.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time, Ryan.
Thanks.
I appreciate you.